Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Effortless Expansion Podcast. Today's podcast is in true inspired action form. I'm coming out of some of the deepest, darkest days, I would say, of my life. But my mom reminded me, she's like, really? You think this is harder than when you were trying to get pregnant and had a miscarriage and couldn't get pregnant for a year and then, finally got pregnant and worried about that? And I'm like, yeah, I do think this is harder. She's like, no, this is not harder. And I just number one, I love my mom. I'm a mom's girl all the way. But two, I love how she's given me this perspective to really reflect upon. And so today I want to talk to you guys about healing ourselves first, without shame, without judgment, without guilt, and allowing ourselves to feel our feelings, because this download came through the other day and I wrote a post about it, but the new flex is healing and feeling. And I'm so honored and proud to lead my clients into it. So I'm going to go deep and be vulnerable here. And I'm going to talk to you about healing yourself. And I'm going to tell you about some of the tools and rituals I've been using to heal myself that have been so transformative. I am currently recording this sitting on my bed. And so I'm not videoing it, although I do think that there would be some benefit if I was, so you could see some of the tools that I'm using. But I'm going to ask the universe that the codes that transmits here through you, that you're going to listen and pick up on, and it's going to activate you. You're going to be able to do these tools I'm going to teach you without actually seeing it visually. That's the intention I'm going to set. If you do desire me to do a video showing you this healing, send me a DM on Instagram at effortlesslyjess, and I'd be happy to do that. And I could do a post about it. I could do a reel. I could do a live. Let me know. But for now, the intention, I'm going to trust and hold. You're going to get everything you need out of this podcast. So before we jump into it, let me tell you what I have going on in my world. The Unruly Mastermind, you guys, is where it's at. I just want to say that the women inside are freaking magical and on fire. And the results that they're having, the transformations that they're having, I don't even want to say results, I want to say transformations that they're having are incredible. This space is so potent. I want to tell you, I literally do alchemy work every day on this container. I literally set intentions every day for this container, for this space, for these women, and the healing them and the energetic upgrades. There's so much goodness in this space because of the women inside, and they're so freaking committed to their growth. And also because we've each set the intention for our vision and our values for this space. And it's no wonder that they're having incredible transformations, one after another after another. They're manifesting some incredible things. They're doing things their way in their lives and their business. And it's such an honor. Every day I wake up and I'm so excited to open the Voxer chat and see what goodness has happened to you today? What goodness is coming to you today? What's come up for you today that you want to work through to clear, to make room for what you actually do want, what is actually going to serve you, right? And it's so beautiful. So the Unruly Mastermind is not currently filled. I have 3 more spots left. And so this is a space for sacred connection and sisterhood where we're writing our own rules. So we're coming up against the beliefs, the rules that we've been taught and sold in our lives and society and growing up through our childhood, that we have to be, act, do a certain thing a certain way to be successful, to have the life we want. When in reality, we get to write our own rules. And so nothing is off limits inside this space. We meet twice a month on Zoom, and then we have a Voxer 4 days a week. Actually, let's say 7 days a week, but I'm in there supporting you for 4 days a week, but you can certainly support yourselves. And it's been so fun to watch the space transform the women inside and how they're holding themselves and each other. So beautiful. So the Unruly Mastermind is open. It is a 6 or 12 month commitment. And so if you're desiring a space to be expanded beyond your wildest dreams with some incredible women who are also doing big things, in a space like this, what happens is you transform your energy and transmute your energy together. So for example, we come in and we're like, okay, I'm calling in this in my business. I'm calling in, my dream relationship. I'm calling in 3 more clients, whatever it is. Can you imagine a space, right? Right now there's 4 of us in there that are all holding that intention for you and that are all living at our highest frequency and are all operating in expansive ways. Well, what happens is we entangle energy and we're holding the vision with you. So can you imagine how much faster you collapse time, how much quicker your manifestations happen? This is the power of being in a mastermind, and this is the power of being in this space. So if this is something you desire, send me a DM. I would love to talk to you. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. So let's talk about healing yourself first. before you go out and save the world. There's this, and really I got this from one of my mentors said this to me, and I thought it was so beautiful. I was having a rough day. Actually, I was sick. I was feeling under the weather, and when I get sick, I get annoyed as fuck that I'm sick because I have all these things I want to do, right? I want to feel my best, and when I don't, I'm just annoyed. And I've cleared a lot of those beliefs, and I've cleared a lot of that fear that came up with getting sick and being so annoyed. And ironically, of course, I have hardly been sick since I've done that. What do you know? But so she had said to me, she's like, Jess, and I'm like, I just feel behind. Like I wanted to talk about this program today, and I wanted to do this live, and I want to do this. She was like, Jess, you have to take care of yourself first. Do not go out and save the world until you save yourself. And I'm like, whoa, that's so profound and powerful. Because not only as women do we think we have to take care of everybody first, but then if we add on the mom layer, right? Like everybody comes before me. That just adds an entire layer of complexity, right? That everyone comes before me. And yes, I truly believe that like I get to come first. That is the core belief of mine. I come first and then I take care of my family after. Absolutely. But this whole healing myself first, this took on a whole new meaning for me. And it's a deeper layer, another level of my expansion. So not only do I come first, meaning like I meditate in the morning, I work out, like, I'll do some mindset work for myself before I'll serve my family, before I come out, before I, serve my kids breakfast, all these things. And that really sets me up for the best day. And I've been living this way now for, 4 years, and it's been so incredible and so transformational. But I wasn't necessarily doing it to heal myself. And so what I mean by let's heal ourselves first looks like this. As I'm coming out of some really dark moments in my life with my husband no longer having a job at this time and us deciding where we're going to go to next, him taking all these interviews and us deciding what our next step is. There's been a lot of unknowns for me. And the biggest one has been questioning my safety, and two, it's been questioning like, I love the home we live in. We built this as our dream house. And what if we have to pick up and move? What does that look like? And my parents moved here 3 years ago, and I desire to live close to them. What does that mean for that, right? And so I've had so much fear around these next steps. And I've allowed this to come into my frequency and to really succumb to the fear of like, what if? But the truth is, I have no control. I have zero control. And it's been reaffirmed for me over and over again these last 3 months that I have zero control. What I have control over is the very next step, right? How I feel in this moment. And so this has really opened me up for this next chapter of healing, which is, for me, it was creating safety in my body. But I don't need safety for, Nick having a job. I don't need safety for, an income, a wealth, a dollar amount. I don't need safety for the roof over my head. And the one thing that Nick keeps repeating to me is, our family will thrive no matter where we are because it's our family. Doesn't matter if we live in Michigan, we live in Florida, we live in Georgia. We will thrive as a family. And deep down, I know that, but it's these frequencies I'm wrapped in, these control and these fear frequencies. And my ego is like, but what if you're not? What if you're not? What if you're not? And I was succumbing to these frequencies. And what kept coming up for me was I really needed to heal this. And so this meant I needed to really take a look at where I needed to heal. Where in my body was I feeling this? And for me, it was in my chest and my belly. And so what I want to tell you is I'm going to talk specifically about fear right now and how I healed, how I am still healing the fear that comes up for me. Because listen, I will tell you guys, as I'm recording this episode today, I feel fucking fantastic. The best I felt in days. And I spent the last few days crying a lot, and not giving myself any shame, judgment, or guilt for it. In fact, Nick was like, what can I do to make it better? And I'm like, nothing. Seriously, let me cry. Like, it needs to come out. I need to purge this. And so I was giving myself this space to heal. And what kept coming up was I was feeling this fear in my body. And I would get quiet. This is how I do it. I get quiet and I just sit down and I ask myself, where is this fear coming from? Where at a point in my life did I feel this fear and I didn't allow it to process through me, and now it's stuck here. And now it's showing up at this point in my life, right? It's showing up as the fear of like, oh, Nick getting another job, and what if we have to move, and all the things. And honestly, I don't even have fear around Nick getting another job. He has so many offers, but it's about the moving that I really desire to stay here. And so I'm gripping and controlling and wanting to stay here. And the fear of like, what if it doesn't work out? Well, if it doesn't work out, I know that we're going to be fine and we're going to love wherever we live. And I know that it's going to happen for our highest good. But I also know that I really want to stay here. And so do you see the conflict? I'm sure you feel it. And so what I've been doing is when I get quiet, I'll ask myself, I'll close my eyes and I will feel into my body where I feel it, where I feel the fear. I feel it in my stomach and my chest. And what point in time did this get stuck? Me as a little girl who didn't allow this to process, or me as a teenager even has come up when I didn't allow this to process. And when you get quiet, you guys, and you're tapped in, your soul will show you a point in time. You will literally go back. I just got shown another one that apparently needs to be healed. It goes back to a point in time and you will remember something that maybe you don't even remember happening. You'll get shown something. For me, it's a vision of a specific point in memory that comes up when I didn't allow myself to feel the fear and allow it to process through. And what I mean by processing through is, so what happened when I was a child, let's say, is, I got scared, and instead of like actually allowing myself to feel scared or to talk about it or to process it through, to sit with the scared feeling, I hurried up and rushed it through and did something else to distract myself from the fear. Which is a common human emotion, right? We don't allow ourselves to feel our feelings. And this is part of today's episode, is allowing ourselves to actually heal. So when you sit and this happens and you ask yourself, where at a point in time did I not allow myself to feel the fear and heal it and allow it to process? You're shown a memory. And when that memory comes up, you're going to feel those feelings more in your body. And I just want to encourage you to breathe. Take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, as deep as you can. Just keep breathing and breathing and breathing. And the feelings might get more intense, but just sit with it. I promise you, you won't die feeling your feelings, okay? I promise you, you'll be okay. I promise you, they won't last forever. Just keep feeling the feelings. The most I think that I've ever felt these feelings is like maybe 10 minutes. I'm literally sitting in silence, breathing. And sometimes I'm crying. Sometimes I'm releasing all the things. But this is healing. This is processing those feelings. Because then what happens is, so after you feel these feelings, and then you allow them to like process, they will go away, you guys, and you'll come back. Then after you stop feeling them in your body, you could open your eyes again, just keep breathing, and you'll feel it process in your body. And this is a layer of healing. And you just send yourself love and you send yourself light after you're done processing, and just say, thank you so much for healing and processing that, is what I say to my body. I'm so grateful. And then I'll sit there, I'll take a couple more deep breaths, and I'll ask myself, is there anything else that like wants to come up right now to be healed? And sometimes there will. Sometimes there'll be another memory that comes up and I'm like, okay, here we go again. This has been so transformative for me. I cannot tell you all of the memories, all of the things, the visions I've had that have come up to be healed. Things that like, you guys, that like weren't even like, okay, here's one that came up when I think I was in 4th grade. I was at the lake with my girlfriends. And we were like dancing on this float raft, like shaking our booties. And I had this vision, and I remember I could connect back to it of feeling the fear of like getting in trouble. Cause we were in our bathing suits, but we were like shaking our booties, like as boats were driving by, just like dancing, like you do, like when you're dropping it, like it's hot on the dance floor. And I literally, that came up in one of my sessions, is like, that needs to be healed. You had a fear for that. And I never allowed it to process through. Which means likely I can tap back into that right now. My soul is actually showing me is I had this fear we were going to get caught. Instead of feeling the fear and like allowing it to process through, I like jumped off the raft and like went on the shore and stopped doing that and like, distracted myself with something else. I never allowed that to fully process through. So when you don't heal, when you don't allow yourself, number one, when you don't allow yourself to feel your feelings, they get stuck in your body, and your body keeps the score. And so like a computer screen that's running with 80,000 windows open, that's how your feelings are if you don't actually allow them to process and allow them to heal. Your walking around with 80,000 windows open, and you don't function at your best with 80,000 windows open. Can we agree? Because your computer doesn't function best like that. So it's when you take the time and you heal, you allow yourself to feel these emotions that you've been afraid of feeling. Again, I promise you can feel them. I promise you're going to be okay. When you feel your feelings, they'll heal in your body, and then you will no longer have these codes. And time after time after time that I've been healing these, every day I feel better, right? Every day something gets healed when I spend the time to do this. And it's this concept of healing and feeling is the new flex. And I'm so honored to lead you guys into it. I want to encourage you to do this. And then I want you to send me a message and let me know what came up for you, how it felt, how you're feeling after. And I want you to just be gentle with yourself. Like, what if we just, as much as I say, put yourself first, right? Before you serve your family, before you go to work, before you all the things, it's, what if you allow yourself to heal first? What if you allow yourself to serve yourself first before you go out and serve the world? Because the world needs you, and it needs the best of you. It doesn't need the you that has 80,000 windows open. It needs the you that's like healed, that's taking care of herself, that's given herself time and space. And, healing is a flex word right now. But can you choose to see it as, and healing honestly used to be a word I was afraid of for so long. But now it's a word where I'm like, whoa, I'm so excited because of all the healing I've done. I'm now on, a lot of the other side of it. Of course, there will be more layers to heal always. But I'm so excited for what I'm seeing and noticing and feeling in my body. A lot of the anxiousness that I had around the situation we're in right now is gone. And it comes up again in different layers, in different ways, in different memories that come up for me to heal, but it's so beautiful. And I know that this is the gateway to true freedom, to feeling unshakable, which is exactly what I'm going for in my life. And so I hope you found today's episode so valuable. I want to encourage you to heal yourself. It's the new flex. And feel your feelings. That is also the new flex. And it's my honor to lead you into it. Thanks for being here today. I'll see you in the next episode.